It's just the fact that I choose not to. I feel like I eat a balanced enough diet as is.
Me too.
Okay.
I'm a little puffy. So like you said, the powerful should not oppress the powerless. Correct.
Yeah, I did say that.
Okay.
And do you want to give me, or do I say my reason?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's because no one in any position should have the right to oppress others based on differences, especially like the powerful. It's an advantageous thing, and not everyone is born into that, nor everyone has an equal opportunity to be considered powerful, or whatever that description might mean. So definitely, I don't think that gives them an automatic right to oppress others.
Yeah. I love that you said not everyone is born powerful or powerless. What do you think about animals?
I love animals. Yeah, I grew up on a ranch. Yeah.
Cool. How do you feel about the animals that we send to slaughter, use for entertainment, like circuses and zoos, or wear leather and fur, silk? How do you feel about that? Do you believe that we are the powerful oppressing the powerless?
I think that's a really good question. In certain aspects, yes, because we have as people certain amount of consciousness and awareness that we are yet to understand if other animals that are not us have that same cognitive development. In terms of like fabrics or for fashionable wear and things like that, I think ethical is always better. Wear faux, wear anything that stimulates the same feeling or look. For animals being sent to slaughter and things like that, it's definitely it has to have certain outlooks in the way you look at it, I think, in different perspectives. Like one relatable thing that I can kind of, to see if I'm on the same page as you are here, like for hunting, for example, I think if you are hunting like once a year to feed your family and your hunt, you send it to the butcher and it supplies like your family, then that's great. You're doing it in a accessible but also sustainable way that is ethical. You're providing in a certain way. But if you're hunting for sport, or if you're hunting just to slaughter, or for the ambition, not the ambition, but for the
thrill of it, entertainment.
Yes, the entertainment, the thrill, then it sort of becomes I question your morals a little bit, and how people can take life so effortlessly. And yeah, you mentioned circus, right? Like how I feel about circus animals and things like that. I think any form of using life as a source of entertainment and mockery for the benefit of others is demoralizing and in some cases dehumanizing, because not only are there circus for animals, there's circus for people as well. So I think to a certain extent, there's definitely a lot of power dynamics that are abused in cases like that.
Yeah, thank you. So why do you think people eat meat? Like, what is the motive of people eating meat and just animal products in general?
Yeah, I think people eat meat as like a dietary supplement, and it's something that, and historically and ancestrally, I think we have always done. We're both carnivores and herbivores. We're omnivores, right? That's the term. So it's something that our bodies are biologically able to do, and it sustains us very well with the proteins and like the vitamins and minerals that we get from our food, and it replenishes our bodies. So I see it's a health incentive to some people, and it's also just part of our everyday diet to keep us at 100%. And I think it's a choice for other people to make if they decide to abstain from that.
Yeah. So do you think just because we can do something, we should do it? Like, just because we can digest meat, we're omnivores, do you think it is necessary for us to do that all the time?
I think in like meat versus like completely vegan or vegetarian, there's benefits, but there's also cons. If you choose to abstain from those proteins that meat provides and things like that, there could be health complications, but everybody's bodies are different. And you had said something I wanted to say before? Oh, just because we could do something, does that mean we should? I think that's up to choice. I don't think just because I can run someone over, I should, every time I get into a vehicle. I think it's definitely a individual choice, and you have to know your body well enough to see whether or not like your blood vitals or like your regular system can handle like a low iron or certain things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think it's essential as you want it to be. You just have to know your body.
Yeah. So we're omnivores. We can thrive on a plant-based diet. We can digest meat. I don't think it's morally like correct to eat meat. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. You talked a lot. I'm like this, that, this. Sorry, I'm blanking. Yeah. So you said, listen to your body, iron, protein. Okay, so protein, like basically nobody in the US has a protein deficiency, but a lot have a fiber deficiency because a lot of people don't eat enough plant-based foods. Yeah. And we can get all the proteins we need from plant-based foods. I know vegan bodybuilders, what is it called? Bikini models and stuff are just full plant-based. So we know we can thrive on a plant-based diet. So what is keeping you from not eating meat?
Personally, it's something that like I have always been raised on doing. I consider myself a carnivore. It's part of my natural diet, like as my everyday. So what isn't stopping me is that it's just a normalcy for me. I haven't had any reason to not. I do consider a lot of like ethical factors of, that there are some industries that unethically handle production like that. But I've had not really an incentive to not eat meat since it's been a normalcy for me. I have heard of plant-based diets, and as far as America having over or excessive amounts of protein, like I 100% believe that. I think everyone here has a very protein-based diet, and I do agree that people should eat more vegetables or eat more like fibrous foods. It's just you should have a balanced diet. I think. Yeah.
So you mentioned that when you were growing up, it was just normalized. Whereas there other things that you grew up that were normalized that you now disagree with? Like, did your parents maybe spank you when you were bad or wash your mouth out with soap, like, and that was normal? And do you now think like that wasn't right?
Yeah. I think with the generation my parents are in, they had a very baseline form of discipline that is seen as a little bit excessive now. Yeah. It's something that I went through as a child, and I, as a future parent, possibly one day, will not be implementing as excessively into my future children's discipline. Okay. Yeah.
So we're on the same page that just because it was normalized, we can change when we grow up. Like when I was young, I'd go fishing. I'd boil clams on the sand. Like go to the fair and circus and zoos and watch rodeos and stuff. And I feel like I've really done a 180 from that. Do you think you could do that eventually? Like just eat a plant-based diet, stop exploiting animals or paying other people to exploit animals?
I think for me personally, it's not something that I would enjoy, with my palate of like the food that I consume. Yeah. I definitely enjoy the foods that I consume now. I think if you asked me if it were possible, like if I could do it at any moment, I definitely could. I think.
What's stopping you, like, from? Because you just said you could, so what's stopping you?
It's just the fact that I choose not to. I feel like I eat a balanced enough diet as is. I do have a handle on what my body's potential and limits are. So I think I try to keep it eating as much fiber, as much fruits, or as much protein as my body needs to sustain. Yeah.
Okay. Would you be interested in taking a card and looking at some stuff like how plant-based diet works, how to live vegan. No pressure or anything, but it has some. Also, Food Not Bombs has free vegan meals on Wednesday and Saturdays. Dailey Dozen nutrition facts. It has a link to Dominion to see what you're supporting. Yeah, would you be willing to take one?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, think about it on your own time. I hope you think about this conversation more and have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, thanks for talking.
Yes, thank you.